How could your family wield everything to your brothers?
I can't let this happen. I have to do something.
The sky was dark over the village of Ayatoro as mourners filled the compound of the late Chief Adewale, a wealthy cocoa merchant and landowner respected across the region. Thunder rolled across the evening sky. Women cried loudly. Men shook their heads in silence. The chief's 3 sons, Tund, Kunal and Femi, stood beside their mother in matching black cloth, their eyes swollen with grief. For years, the brothers had been inseparable. They built businesses together, ate from the same pot, protected each other like warriors. Their father always told them, "Wealth without unity is a curse." But nobody understood those words. Until after his death. The funeral ended at sunset. Rainwater dripped from the zinc roofs of the compound. Inside the old sitting room, the family lawyer opened a brown envelope containing Chief Adewale's will. The room became silent. Even the ticking wall clock sounded louder. The lawyer adjusted his glasses nervously. Chief Adewale instructed that his properties be shared equally among his 3 sons. Tund nodded calmly. Kunal smiled faintly. But then the lawyer continued. However, the family house and ancestral land shall remain under the care of the youngest son, Femi. What? Kunal exploded. Femi looked confused. I didn't ask for this, he whispered. But greed had already entered the room like poison. That night, dusty winds blew through the compound. Kunal sat outside drinking alone, bitterness burning inside him. His wife whispered into his ears. Your father loved Femi more. Everybody knows it. Those words planted seeds of hatred. Days later, arguments began. First in whispers, then shouting, then insults. Their mother, Mama Bose, cried as plates shattered during one family meeting. Your father just died. Must you destroy yourselves too? She begged. But nobody listened anymore. Weeks later, Tund discovered that several land documents had mysteriously disappeared from the family office. The family lawyer also began avoiding calls. One evening, Tund stormed into Kunal's mansion in Lagos. The camera follows him aggressively through the gate. Rain poured heavily. Security guards watched nervously. Tund slammed forged papers onto the table. You bribed the lawyer, he shouted. Kunal stood slowly. Cold smile. If I don't fight for what belongs to me, who will? Punches flew. Tables crashed. Their wives screamed. Children cried from upstairs. The once loving brothers now looked like strangers consumed by rage. Soon, the conflict entered the village council. Elders gathered beneath a giant Iroko tree. Old men shook their walking sticks angrily. Mama Bose knelt on the dusty ground crying. Please, don't let my husband's spirit see this shame. But Kunal had already secretly sold part of the ancestral land to politicians. Femi discovered the truth too late. Bulldozers arrived. Ancient trees were destroyed. Their father's cocoa farm, the pride of the family, disappeared within days. The villagers watched in heartbreak. Then came the court battle. Months turned into years. Millions vanished into legal fees. The brothers stopped speaking entirely. At their mother's birthday, empty chairs separated them like enemies at war. 3 smiling brothers beside their father, gone forever. One stormy evening, Mama Bose collapsed while trying to stop another argument. The thunder outside shook the windows. She pointed weakly at her sons with trembling fingers. Tears streamed down her face. Your father worked his whole life to feed you. And today his wealth has turned you into animals. Those became her final words. She died before sunrise. And still, the brothers refused to reconcile. After Mama Bose's burial, the family lawyer finally confessed something horrifying. The will they had been fighting over for years was fake. Chief Adewale had actually written a second hidden will before his death. In the real will, nearly all the wealth was meant to be donated to charity, scholarships, and community development projects. The family house was to become a free school for orphan children. And the brothers, They were only meant to inherit enough money to continue modest businesses together. The lawyer admitted Connell had bribed him to hide the original will. But the greatest shock came next. Because of the endless court battles, illegal land sales, and debts, almost everything was already gone. The cocoa farms were destroyed. The businesses collapsed. The banks seized remaining properties. The brothers had destroyed the entire family empire with their own greed. Final emotional scene. At sunset, the three brothers sat silently outside the abandoned family compound. No cars, no guards, no wealth, only silence. Dry winds blew across the empty land where cocoa trees once stood. Femi stared at their father's old walking stick. Tund wiped tears silently. Connell broke down completely. For the first time in years, they cried together again. But this time, there was nothing left to save. Moral lesson. Greed can destroy in a few years what love built for generations. Inheritance is never worth losing family, peace, and humanity. When wealth becomes more important than blood, everybody eventually loses.